there, my fellow curious minds, and welcome back to Tech Advantage, the podcast where we talk about technology, business, and personal growth. So, I'm Tondow Abraham, co founder and software engineer at Bluemind Technologies. And today on this podcast, we have a special guest. He's an international student at Thailand. He's recording this podcast all the way from Thailand. He's going to be sharing with us his experience as an international student and basic advice for young techies and young students. Yeah. Could you introduce yourself, Mr. Musa?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abraham. Uh, Good evening to you and good evening, everyone. My name is Musa Yahaya. Uh, I'm a research fellow at the Virtual Technology Research Group of the Chulalongkorn University's Electrical Engineering Department, where my research focuses on optimizing deep learning and machine learning algorithms for image and video processing.
All
I'm
right.
also a, QA lead and backend developer at Schoolkai Technologies in Nigeria. I come to Thailand through the prestigious Asian and non-Asian graduate scholarship of the Chulalongkorn University. And I can say my journey has been shaped by a curiosity, determination, and strong desire in solving real-world problems using technology. Thank you for having me, and I'm very, very excited to be here. I will be sharing my experience, as you have mentioned,
Yes.
as an international student here in Thailand. Thank you.
It's,
Thank you once again.
yeah. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm sure my listeners are very much excited about what you have to share with us today. So, I will just be sharing with you a few questions, and as you answer these questions, I'm sure we'll get good knowledge from you and your experience. So
Yeah,
first
sure.
off, how were you able to dive into technology? Like, what would you say was your basic entry level to tech?
Well, when it comes to tech, I was inspired by one person. He was my uncle. He is a self-taught software engineer. Now he's a very, very successful software engineer. He worked at FlexiSap. He started at FlexiSap Technologies in Nigeria, where he
Yes.
rose to the up to the rank of senior software engineer. He then moved out of the country all the way to Germany. He worked with Zolando. Later on, he moved to UK and worked with Manchester Fashion. And all of
Wow.
that, he worked at different big tech companies.
That's
And later on, he
interesting.
came back to Nigeria and
Okay.
worked as a senior software engineer with MoneyPoint, later on as a infrastructure engineer. So I'm telling you about him because he is the primary source of inspiration to me. He inspires me. He taught me about the technology, and of course, he mentors me in almost virtually everything about tech. So I was inspired by him. He was the one that recommended computer science as a undergraduate course because he told me that, okay, look, if you study computer science, you stand a better chance of exposing yourself to the technology. He was somehow regretting that he didn't study computer science, despite the fact that he is very, very successful
Mm.
than almost everyone's is dreaming to be. So
Yes, yeah.
that was the way I was. That was my entry to the
I
tech.
feel like you have like a very great mentorship considering how successful he is. Only that
Yeah,
can put you like on a bigger edge beyond
yeah,
so many other
exactly,
tech tech
exactly.
enthusiasts.
So,
That's
so,
so
so
good.
that was how it started. I was inspired by him. So I go into the computer science as an undergraduate course of study, and
Yes.
we did a lot.
Yeah,
He bought me a laptop. Uh, you know how
yeah,
we
I
go
know how
through
we
our university
do that.
days with you. We studied together.
So,
So
for some background information, I met Mr. Musa Pindiga at Gombe State University. We both studied computer science together. he was one of the top graduating students. He graduated as a first class computer science student. I also graduated as a first class computer science student, but I think I was the lowest graduating computer science, like first class students among all seven of us. I think you were number four, or was it number two?
Was number three, was it?
Okay.
I could remember
But
vividly, honestly.
all of these numbers don't really even matter. Like
Yeah,
right
I
now,
did.
we've all
Yes,
just moved on from that. But
yes.
I really was inspired by how you were able to like get all the knowledge that we needed, and you were very consistent with your study. This is one of the reasons why I looked up to you back in school. You might not really know this, but I tell Favor a lot because she was very closer to you than I was, and she tells me about how you always remember things that we have studied from back in 100 level, even in 400 level. Like you had actual details to all of these informations, and that was very impressive, I must say. So moving up
Yeah,
to the next question. How did you get the scholarship opportunity to go to Thailand? Because so many of us that we graduated together, when we heard the news that you were out of the country, we were just so inspired by your story, and we wanted to know, like, what exactly did you do that put you on the map? Because there's thousands of students trying to apply to get scholarship, and then you just got it. So I feel like you're like an open way for us to get good advice and get
yeah,
adequate
exactly,
resources to being
exactly.
able to tap into this opportunity. So please share with us.
Well, when it comes to scholarship, uh, people think that it is only reserved for geniuses. I need to put this straight first before I answer your question.
All right, all right.
Uh, yeah, people think that scholarship is just reserved for geniuses or exceptional students or first class students, as we were lucky to be. Let me put it this way: we were lucky to be first class students. So honestly, so the scholarship is not mainly for excellent students.
Mm,
Scholarship is reserved is just is always rewards determined student that
mm.
try to prove themselves that they can do it. The way it works, the way I understand this scholarship stuff is like just the private organizations trying to hire employers. You know,
Oh,
they they interview people,
yes.
different applicants, and select the
Mm,
best among them.
the best candidate. I
Because
think, sorry, this point that you just made me see it a lot differently now. I was opportune to be in some interviews back in my internship program.
okay.
And when they interview employees that come to apply to the organization, only the best candidate gets selected. Even if there are 50, they just pick out one out of all of those 50 because that's what they
Oh,
want to
wow.
feel. Yeah. So I'm
Wow.
just trying to relate that to your explanation now. So please go on.
Uh, yeah. So usually there are people there, the
Yes.
scholarship people, they have the money and everything. They just want you to prove to them that if they invest this money on you, you can be able to deliver what they want. You
Mm.
know, like work, it comes with terms and condition. For
Yes.
most of the
Yes.
scholarship, you'll see they will tell you that, okay, if you are given this scholarship, the minimum GPA as a master's student, for example, you need to graduate with is maybe from 3.0 in 4-point scale. And
Okay.
having this 3.0 in this top tier universities is not an easy thing. So
You
this is
pass.
part of the conditions. And maybe they will tell you that for you to graduate, you have to publish a tier one journal, you know, such kind of stuff.
Mm.
So for them to give you the scholarship, you need to prove to them that, look,
Yeah, you're
if you
capable.
invest this money, I can be able to deliver all this
Wow.
your
Wow. Wow.
requirements. This is the most important thing. So for you to prove to them that, you need to start early most of the times, and build that evidence to prove that will prove to them that, because for them to invite you for an interview is not an easy thing. You
Mm.
need to convince them. You convince them by having kind of a effective way of communicating your expertise. Like,
Yes.
you send them your CV attached with your transcript. Your transcript says a lot. That is why sometimes if I'm So I diverted from your question because I just want to make it
No, no, no. You're
looks.
still on point. Yeah, I feel you're still on point.
I just want to my fellow people to understand that scholarship is not reserved for only genius. Is
Yes, yes,
just
yeah.
being an excellent student give you an additional advantage over those that are not, you know. But
Yes,
having a two one or something less than that is doesn't mean you cannot be able to get scholarship. That's why I'm trying to explain all this stuff. So
yes,
you can build
yes, yes.
evidence by
Yeah.
having a consistent grades from your undergraduates, maybe from 100 levels, second 200 level, and others. If you
Yes,
have, let's say, 3.0 at your 100 level first semester, if you can be able to build it up from 3.0, 3.1 up to 3.5, pretty or say something like that. If you submit
yes,
your transcript, your maybe supervisor or the scholarship committee will look at it and say having the consistent grade is very very important, because if you have that record in your transcript,
yes,
the scholarship committee, I can say, they will be sure that okay, if he can be able to maintain this level of grades from right 100 his 100 level up to 400 level up to his graduating year, so they can assume and have the conclusion that you can be able to deliver with that
yes.
your
With
consistent
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 effort.
grades. Okay,
Yeah,
this is very very important. This is very very what I can say. I can repeat it. It's very important. In fact, it is important than almost virtually everything. That is why anytime if I'm talking to undergraduate students about these
yes.
scholarships, so you know when you get this kind of scholarship, people will be asking
Everybody just reach out to
questions,
you. They just feel like you have
asking you.
all the information that they don't.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
feel like this
So
podcast is a good way to even pass out great information to everyone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So for those in university, having maybe in 200 level, 300 level, they stand a better chance than the guys that have graduate.
Yes.
So when you build up that evidence and you reach out 400 level, there is this thing again. And when applying for a job, you try to prove your work experience, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Someone having maybe 1 year experience stand a better chance than someone with zero working experience, right?
Yes.
So
That is
also
true.
this is also applied to scholarship. If you have a proven research experience, you stand a better chance of getting the scholarship than someone who doesn't.
Now, undergraduate days, we're not really open to so many researches. It's only, I feel like it's only our final year project that we can then do adequate research, which is not even 100%. We just do like some gibberish work, final resources that we think is ideal, put them up together as a research, put a documentation. Heck, most of us even used AI tool to do our research. So this is not even adequate research experience, honestly. I want, as you're like giving us this tip, you just give us some brief information on some basic research that we can dive into, even though we're outside of school also.
Okay, actually, when it comes to research experience, I can say based on my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, is you
Yes.
only have that opportunity in academic environment, academic community. So here is the thing: have the right mindset right from,
Yes.
you know, if you identify,
Yes.
if you have the mindset of, look, I need to japa, you know, I need to, or let me put it this way, not japa. If you have the mindset of having access to world class research facilities right from your undergraduate days, so
Yes.
you will go a long way. You'll do whatever it takes to actually have this research experience. What I mean by research experience, I must admit that we have limited resources when it comes to research. I'm sorry to say that
Yes.
it's
No,
not
it's a valid
in
point.
discourse about, but we
Yeah.
must admit that we don't have that
Yes.
uh, research facilities. But You as a student with ambition of having access to of being a world class either researcher or techie or whatever. You know, when it
Yes.
comes to tech, you don't rely on what they are teaching you in the university. You need to look for your way, maybe by having online internships, online courses, and what have you. So for the
Yes.
research, you need to understand the field you want. Maybe let's take the computer science we studied. Maybe you want to dive into,
Yes.
let's say, machine learning. So you can take online courses and have a full grasp of the machine learning. Okay, when you have the
Mm.
deep understanding or deeper understanding of machine learning, you can actually uh, have some project to work on. The next step, when you reach that step, is to look for a supervisor, maybe a very well exposed supervisor. In one way or the other, have access to world class research facilities. That was the reason why
Okay.
during our undergraduate days, I didn't disclose this to many of you guys. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't tell you my inspiration about this scholarship stuff. But let's continue. It was my
Yeah.
brother. I have
Okay.
my senior, my brother. He was in Thailand. Actually, he didn't work for this scholarship, but people will always say your brother pave your way to Thailand, blah 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 blah. I just say yes because I don't have the time to say he didn't do it. Say that or to admit that you are given, even if to say you are given the scholarship by your brother is something to feel proud of. You know.
Yes.
Okay.
Regardless, even if we are helped you out, it's not even a big deal because how many of us even use the adequate information that our family share with us to become
Yeah.
useful?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you still earn it.
he was very, very helpful. He was very, very helpful. I cannot, because he is the one. Oh yeah, up till now he was my source of inspiration as far as research is concerned. He is very successful in research.
Okay,
He's very, very successful. So
that's great.
honestly speaking, I have the right mentors right from the beginning. When it comes to tech,
Yes.
I have my uncle. When it comes to research and other scholarship stuff, I have my brother. He
Yeah.
is my blood brother. He studied here.
That's
He studied also in Gombe State University and came to Thailand to do his master's and PhD. He is currently in China working with a professor. I don't know where they met. They met. He told me that they met somewhere at a conference, and he was
oh,
inspired by his work. He just invited him for a research. He told me, "Look, Musa, I'm going to Thailand, China for a research visit." I said, "I was how comes research visit?" I said, "Yeah, the professor we met somewhere. I met
wow.
somewhere during a conference. He invited me for a research visit. He sponsors everything. He
Hmm.
even paid for his flight to that it is a Yunnan city of China. So he's there. Actually, he's the source of inspiration to me when it comes to scholarship. So so he told me that, look, Musa, look for a supervisor that is exposed to these world-class
Is
research facilities,
huh.
because he will help you tremendously. And if you bring up it's a topic that is not related, how do I put it? A topic that will not help you in the long run, he will not allow you to pursue it. And that
Okay.
was what happened. I look for Dr. Muhammad Sagir Yusuf, if you could remember him. Maybe you didn't know him. He was studying the time you were in during our undergraduate days,
Was
but he came
he
back.
was out of the country?
Yeah, yeah, he studied
Yeah.
in Birmingham University. So,
Wow.
so yeah, yeah, he works on this situation awareness of unmanned aerial vehicles. That was his area of research. So
I remember we had one
yeah,
virtual class with him where he showed us some things about drones and stuff like that.
yes, exactly,
I
exactly.
remember him.
So we worked together with him, and he suggested the topic. I could remember he called it the drone-based farm intrusion detection. The name was somehow, I later renamed the topic to of the exploring the use of unmanned aerial vehicles and machine learning algorithms for farm security. And we worked together, and he was very very helpful. I work with the you have the AI lab at GSU. We take the drones, fly them
Yeah.
somehow at the zoo. We wish to go
Yeah.
outside of the
Yeah.
university, but we were constrained by
I
some
remember that.
bureaucratic issues
Yes.
in the university. So we just flight them at the zoo of the university. So yeah, we work together and have my project done. So
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm on track still. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's really great. Now, you see, all of this experience that you have shared, I barely had any information about anything like this during our undergraduate, but this has just given me a better understanding of how you were able to scale to the international educative system. And
Yeah.
your journey really
So
is inspiring, and you've been consistent, honestly, with your research work, and even the fact that you had like from undergraduate find a way to network with Dr.
yeah,
Mohammed.
thank
Now,
you. Yeah.
the- you really have like an unfair advantage over a lot of us, but
Yeah.
that's really good. That's really good.
But
So I
but
would
that
just
that's not the end. Let me take you up to the level where I am today as far
okay.
as this scholarship stuff is concerned. Okay. We graduated around, I can remember, March 2024, right?
Yes.
Uh, Immediately after our graduation, that same brother of mine, his name is
Yes.
Dr. Mahamud Yahaya. So very, very helpful, very, very good person. He told me that, look, Musa, you congratulations. First, you graduated with first class. That's a very good thing. You did a great thing. The next thing you are going to do is get ready and write an English test. When
Mhm.
it comes to international studies, work, I don't know if you have that experience. If you're applying for a job, tech job abroad, you
Yes.
must have this English proficiency test, and it is applied into scholarship. And I want to make this clear. I would like the listeners to understand this thing. It's very, very important. When it comes to scholarship, having this English test is like multiplying your chances of getting the scholarship by 1,000%. I can say even 10,000%.
Wow. That's
Yes,
huge.
yes, yes. So right after finishing our external defense and what of it was very early March, right? If I could vividly
Yeah.
remember.
Early
He
March.
told me, look,
Yeah.
Mr. Musa, start preparing for your English test. You need to write this English test if you want to pursue scholarship stuff. But if you want to change it direction, you are going into tech, then that's good for you. And even in the tech, you must, in one way or the other, write the English test if you want to leave the country. I say, okay,
Yeah.
let me give it a try. I don't have much option. Why not trying the scholarship? Who am I? He said, okay.
Yeah.
So I tried the English test. I spent like 2 months, 3 months preparing for the English test, and we paid for it. And I sat for the English test. Thank God, I got the point that will definitely going to give me the scholarship. Okay, so I never,
Was it the IELTS you wrote, or is it the test of
yes,
English?
I
Okay.
so I never applied any scholar. I never submit any scholar application during that period until I got the English test, and I got
Wow.
that mindset from that same brother of mine, Dr. Mahmoud, because he told me, look, if you really want to get scholarship, you need to have an English test. Don't
Hmm.
waste your time applying for scholarship if you don't have an English test. I said, okay. So I didn't apply or submit any application to
Still
scholarship
you got that test.
until I
Wow.
get the English test. Okay, when I get the English test, I applied here and there. I started applying into Saudi. I could remember then we were in CAM. I submit the application. Somehow,
Yeah.
I wrote the statement of purpose anyhow and submitted. Right from that time, I know. these people, if they give me this scholarship, I think it is, let me say, who is your favorite lecturer during the GSU days?
Me?
Uh,
It's
yeah,
Dr. MK
yeah.
Ahmed actually. I really like
Oh,
Dr. MK.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's good. He is very good. Let's say to is Dr. MK that will give that scholarship. You say this was my student, so I will give it
Yeah.
because I wrote the SOP anyhow and submitted. You are in how
Okay,
okay.
yes.
So
In the
so so
camp,
after
at
yes,
least.
yes, NYC
Okay.
come. So after then, uh, I continue applying, looking for scholarship in UK, Arab, and Asia here. I could remember I submitted one application in Russia. The school was called Skoltech, I think. They invited me
Oh,
for an
school thing.
Skoltech, exact. I was
Wow,
invited
you
for an
did.
interview.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I think I wrote their test and later something like that. But I sat down, think deeply, and say, look, Musa, don't waste your time. You know, we have these kind of conservative parents that will tell you,
Yeah.
look, Russia are having wars, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I know definitely they will not allow me to go to Russia. So I stepped back. I didn't continue with the Russia.
Do you know I
Along the
have
way,
made application to school tech for like 2 consecutive years. I've written 4 exams for school tech, and I've never had a test of English proficiency test. I don't even know. You know, they don't show you your test results. It's either
yeah,
you're invited for interview or you're not.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
Wow.
I
So that
stepped
you
back
really
with
made that interview. That's impressive, honestly.
yeah. But along the way, we were talking with my brother, that very same brother. He told me,
Yes.
Musa, you've been applying to Arab, UK. Why not coming to Thailand? Why not trying Thailand? I say like, oh, you have available positions in Thailand? Yeah, there are many schools giving scholarship. Why not look for them and apply? I say, okay. He studied at, there is this university called King Mountains University of Technology. Uh,
Okay.
but I'm somehow greedy and I always want to have,
Yeah, yeah, like
like,
everybody looks
like,
out for the best stuff out there.
yeah, I say, okay, let me look for the best university in Thailand. Um,
Okay.
the best university in Thailand is Chulalongkorn University, which I was opportune to be.
Wow.
Okay, I look
Yeah.
for Chulalongkorn University, and in the process, I look for their computer science department. The computer science department are not giving scholarship. They can give you scholarship, but you are going to pay some significant amount of money. And I'm not looking for a scholarship that
Wow.
I will pay something. I need a fully funded scholarship.
Yeah.
And you say,
Scholarship.
okay, look for electrical engineering. Their graduate school, they have different research clusters, of which there
Okay.
is a data analytics research cluster. And I looked for it, look for the profiles of the faculty members, and I found this visionary professor. She was associate professor then, but now she's a full professor. Her name is Professor Supavadi Arambi. She is currently the
Wow.
president of IEEE in Thailand, and recently
Okay.
she ran for the position of the chairman of the IEEE of this whole 16 Southeastern Asian countries. I don't know about the result, but I'm trying to tell you about her profile. I don't
I'm
know,
here.
she's everything when it comes to research. She's very, very good. She has many research grants in her running in her research laboratory.
Is she
So
your direct supervisor right now?
yeah, she is my supervisor. So I found her
Wow.
profile. You know, I told you I'm greedy, so I look
Yeah.
for yeah, highly reputable professor that have a global network. So I found
Yes.
her. I looked for her profile. Fortunately for me, that's the foundation I told you about, having a very good undergraduate degree with a
Yes.
consistent record. And if you come to founder level, try and have a very, very good project. This is very important. Her work
Hmm.
aligns perfectly with what I did during my undergraduate studies. She is
Wow.
working on images and videos, uh, deploying, exploring the way where we can, you know, apply deep learning approaches in enhancing images. She deals with images, the way you can deal
Mm.
with your keyboard. So that's her research focus. It's mainly image super resolution, anomaly detection, and video analytics. So, and my research was based on images and videos. It was mainly how can you use drones and capture images and videos
Oh, yes.
through the
Yes.
farmland, send them
Yeah.
to our machine learning model, and the model run from analysis. So I found a very perfect research laboratory. She is running a research laboratory I called the Virtual Technology Research Group. So I sent her an email, and I like, look, I'm so background. I work on so thing, and your lab
Yeah.
is working on so thing. We are aligned. If you can help me to be your master's student. She was like, wow, let me have an interview with you. She didn't interviewed me directly. She joined me with her postdocs. She has postdoc in her lab. So they
Okay.
interviewed me. I showed them my project. They were very inspired, and they say, okay, you are accepted to be a prospective student of supervised R&B PhD. I say thank you.
Wow.
Okay, after like a month, after like a month, they opened
Yes.
for the scholarship application and the admission application to the department. This was I think February 2025, and admission and scholarship was opened around March April. So I talked to her. She gave me a recommendation letter that yes, she accept me. And this is also very important. I need to make it clear and bold that as
Yes.
far as scholarship is concerned, almost everywhere in the world, if you have, if you are able to get a supervisor, you have
Yes.
I can say 80% chance of getting that scholarship. It depends on the scholarship, but
Mm. A supervisor
almost,
from the
but
university, right?
yes, from the university. If you can be able to have a supervisor in advance, he can virtually do the rest of the stuff to you. He can push for the scholarship to you. Just try and convince that supervisor, look, if you accept me as your prospective student, I can be able to help your lab and to achieve to as many things as possible. So having that supervisor in advance is very, very helpful. And she helped me tremendously. She accepted me. I submit the application. Later on, I was invited for the admission interview. It was a panel of, I can say, 8 professors. They asked questions, blah, blah. She was asked if she has any question to me. She said, no, 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 I don't have any question to him. I interviewed him already. And that was it.
Right.
And here we are in Thailand, in Bangkok, in particular in Chulalongkorn University, the best
That's
university in
great.
Thailand.
That's
I'm
great.
very, very grateful to the Almighty Allah.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this experience. And I really have learned so much so far. So I'll just ask one question specific to your academic experience now. So how
Okay.
would you talk about the differences between academic machine learning and industry machine learning? Do you think that they actually have a proper intercept, or how would you just rate them individually? And the
Well,
reason why I'm asking this question is because when we do software in academics, during the time that we're trying to learn software engineering and all of this programming language back in
yeah,
undergraduate, when we got
yeah,
to the
yeah,
industry, it was something totally different. So we had to go and relearn all over again. So I just want to
yeah.
understand if the academic machine learning correctly intersects with the industry machine learning.
Well, I can say they are the same. It's just that the way we were taught back then was not actually the way we should be taught.
Okay.
The responsibility of the research community is basically to find out a solution to a problem, whatever problem. Okay, and it's
Yes.
left for the industry to implement that solution. Here, let's take for example here what we are doing. We have different machine learning architecture. Oh yeah, I can say deep learning, anything you call it. But let's take the machine learning. You have different machine learning architectures doing different things. Okay. What we are doing here, we are trying to see how we can optimize those machine learning to achieve greater accuracy with lesser computational cost. So
Yes.
what we did, we are given the architectures, we study them. If you have this from this step, you move to the next step, up to the maybe final output. So there are many things happening behind the scene. So we are trying to see if we remove this and change it with this, can we have the same accuracy and
Hmm.
which relatively lesser computational cost? If yes, then we propose that solution and subject it to certain uh, verification. If it passed, then we publish, and it's left for the industry to actually implement that. So the way the thing
Okay.
is, research community do the research and have their findings and publish it, and the industry uh, take that findings and implement it. That is why you can see every those big tech companies have their researchers. They have their researchers.
Hmm.
They invest a huge amount of
Yes.
money in research because solution to the problems at hand. So that's how it is.
Yeah.
So the approach is just that the approach we were taught about those stuff, maybe they are not that enough, because I come to
Yes.
understand that, back then we are just given some little amount of knowledge. We were
Hmm.
complaining, of course, that the thing is
Yes,
too
we
much.
did. We
And
did.
that, but actually, it is not close to enough. Here,
Wow.
they will give you resources as much, let me say, as abundant as possible.
Hmm.
I took one exam just last week, last Tuesday on 18th. It
Yes.
was, though it was mainly electrical engineering stuff, it was signal processing stuff. It was a one credit unit course. You had just 5 lectures, but in every lecture you are given like a slide, maybe 60 slides, 70 slides. So if you
Wow.
combine 70 times 5, you are talking about something 300 plus something, you know. So this is just a slide. And a slide is just a main points.
It's just like,
You
yeah,
are going
it
to
doesn't have in-depth information.
it doesn't cover. You need to kind of find out the true. If you want to go deep, you need to maybe look for textbooks or other resources and articles. So
Wow.
it's just a 1 unit course. Which course did we have we ever done 1 unit course during our? Okay, you did that. What do you call it? McKiffey's course. What do you call it?
Yeah,
It was one
that's
unit
true.
course, but if I can remember, it's not up to 30 pages, and we were complaining, of course. So,
Wow.
so you can
You
see
really have
they can
very
give you
retentive memory to
one.
even remember the title of that course because I
Yeah,
thought it was Emerging Technologies.
yeah. So you see, the way I see it is just that not because they don't know the research,
Yes.
they are just not giving enough for the
I
students.
um I think you're making me understand more in depth the essence of research. Now I met an ex-engineer at Money Point. We had a
Okay.
session together and he shared that as he was quitting software engineering at Money Point, he was
Mm,
going straight into research. Like he's now
okay.
an independent researcher, no longer a
Okay.
software engineer. And I was wondering, like, why would he just decide to quit all of that experience and just go into research? And with all this information that you're giving me, I now understand that finding the problem is actually the main thing. So this is where all of this
Yes,
research is in. They just
yes,
go
yes,
find all of the problems, what could be done, and propose it to all
yeah.
of the main industries that then implement.
Yes, yes, that's how it is. That's why you can see these big tech companies invest a very, very huge amount of money in research. Very
Research.
huge amount of money.
This is really
It,
great.
if you don't know, you will wonder. You'll say like, why are they investing such amount of
Yes,
money in
yes.
research? And the
Yes.
research is everything. Every sensible organization, be it private or even government organizations, they need to,
Yeah.
if they know what they are doing, they need to invest
In research.
heavily in research. Research is not because I'm a research community, but that's the truth. Research
Yeah,
is virtually
it is.
everything.
It is. I don't think it's
Yeah,
because you're in the community. That it really is the
yeah,
ideal thing. So I would
yeah.
just ask you one last question as we wrap up this episode.
Okay.
I want you to just give us a basic advice to your younger self. Now, I want to just like if you have any piece of advice you'd give your younger self, just share so that all of the young developers, techies, students can all benefit from that information.
Yeah. Well, uh, I can say know what you want. You know, in
Hmm.
almost everything, if you understand what you want, let's take for example in tech, if you want to be successful, you will not try to be a jack of all trades. So this
Yes.
is applied into scholarship. Right from your undergraduate days, know have the mindset that look, I need to have access to world class research facilities. And how can I get that? If I can afford that, I cannot come to maybe Nigerian universities. But to have access to that, I need to be excellent. I need to work hard, not necessarily excellent. I need to work hard and build evidence that I can convince those people that if they invest the money on me, I can be able to deliver. Okay. So this is
Yeah.
very important. Have the right mindset. Having the right mindset is the most important thing. And
That's good.
once you have the mindset, just try and go through the steps. Do not back up. Just keep going and be consistent. Being consistent in everything is very, very important. So one, try and have your focus, build
Yes.
evidence, and in the process of
Yes.
building your evidence, try as much as you can to be consistent. Being
Hmm.
consistent will prove to whoever is trying to assess you that okay, if they accept you, you can be able to do, you know, you can say you do great things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
Thank you.
everything, virtually everything, I just use generic words to take and
Yeah.
research. You know, I'm two in one
Yes.
person. I'm in tech. I'm into this research because tech is
Search.
my passion. I'm very passionate about this tech. So this will be helpful. I think this will be helpful.
Yeah.
And when it comes to scholarship, please and please, for everyone, please and please
Yeah.
get this damn English test. It will multiply your chances by 1000%
Yeah.
because people tend to ask me questions like, look, Mr. Musa, if does it worth it to spend almost 300,000 just to write English test? I was like, was it? Did you really know how much they spend on scholarship? They
Hmm.
actually don't know. They actually don't
The-
know.
I-
We-
Truly, because I've seen one scholarship. I think the most expensive scholarship that I have come across is about $82,000 for like a six
Imagine.
months period. And
Okay,
someone wouldn't
imagine.
want to spend just 300,000 naira to get
100,000.
an
It doesn't
English
make sense.
proficiency.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Thank you for
You
this
are
advice.
you're looking for an access to a world class universities. You see,
Yeah.
so this every university you see giving the scholarship. If you look for their university world ranking, you see they are the top 300 universities in the world. You hardly find university more than 300 in world ranking giving scholarship. So if you see university giving a scholarship, you know the scholarship is not necessarily being from universities, but once you find a university giving scholarship, I assure you,
Yeah.
just go and Actually, Google it. The so university world ranking. You will see they are between the range, mostly not more than 300 from one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are trying to have access to a world class research environment and having
Yes.
the chance to build a global network of researchers, being able
Mm.
to have that chance in your life, and you are trying to say, does it
And
worth
you
it?
don't want to
It's
take
more than worth
English
it. If there is
proficiency.
anything
Yeah.
I can,
It more than does. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It really does more than what's it. Just think of it as a basic
yeah,
investment
yeah,
in your
yeah.
scholarship portfolio.
So
So
that's it.
that's just it.
Please, once you are going into this scholarship business, get that damn English test before even you start. Get it done. Once you get it, I assure you, I would like to assure you, if you have the right mindset and get that English test within 1 year maximum, 1 year, because you apply scholarship 2 times, spring and fall. So an
Okay.
English test mostly expires in 2 years. So you are going to
2 years.
have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are going to apply scholarship like 4 times or 5 times. No,
So
even if it is one university, you can apply like 5 times. But you are not going to apply for only one university. You apply as
yes,
many as possible,
as many
and
as
you
possible.
send application as many as possible. So if you can be able to say, let's say in every intake, maybe in spring, that's in January intake, you apply like, let's say just 10, and in August you
Mm.
apply 10, you apply like 40 times. I don't think you can
Wow.
apply 40 times without getting the scholarship. So just they get that damn English test. Almost every reasonable scholarship requires
Yes,
that
would require. Yeah,
English
they
test.
require
There
English
is no
proficiency.
excuse.
And even those that don't,
Yeah.
before they would even
Right.
consider
That's it.
those that don't have the scholarship, like the English proficiency, they would first off take those with the English proficiency before taking those that don't have the English proficiency.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes. And another thing is that uh, the scholarship is applied almost everywhere in the world. Okay. In our lab, in our research laboratory, we have combination of Pakistanis, Chinese. They are mainly Chinese. Those guys are very, very good. They are very hardworking. Chinese are very hardworking. We
Wow.
have Pakistani, we have Chinese, we have Myanmar, I think. They are mainly Southeast. And we have this guy from where is he coming? I don't know. Is he from Romania or something there? I don't know. I don't know exactly which country, but they are close to Europe. So what I'm trying to point here is this scholarship is open to everyone in the world. So you will not expect
Yeah.
that opportunity opens to
To
everyone,
not
sorry, in the world,
English proficiency.
and you
Yes.
expect applicants to be very scanty. That's not possible.
Mm.
So applicants, as many applicants as possible. So yeah, so they consider those with the minimum requirement first before they
English
consider those with of the
before we go
requirement.
in below.
And why not? Why not writing the English test? Yeah.
It's all right. Thank you so much for this advice. And I'm really so excited about all of this information you have shared. I personally would get my English proficiency as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, I've started
Yes,
the
please.
study. I'm trying to set up a calendar and get the test done immediately. When I do get this test, I will share
Yes,
my results
please.
with you so that you can congratulate me. So
Okay, sir.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
sir.
so
I'll be
glad
very
to have you on
excited
this
to have you.
episode. Yeah. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for all
much.
of this information you've shared. And, I would have to bring you on this episode another time so you would share something more in depth um,
Okay.
to the machine learning scope and all the ways to what you study in the university. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
this will be the
I'll
end
be
of
very
this
excited to
episode.
hear again.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys make technology your advantage and be useful with all of the resources that I share on this podcast. Thank you so much for listening and have a great week.